Good afternoon, Division 4C of Gman. This is your recap for Week 7, and as always, my partner in crime, Crystal Hunter, is with me, but we've got a bit of a Dutch connection, because we've also got Gengar, who must be extremely happy of his Week 7 match with us as well, so welcome, you two. I hope you're both happy. Well, I know Gengar's going to be extremely happy. So welcome, Gengar, to the show.
I'm always happy. What are you on about?
Well, you're Dutch. I mean, you Dutch are always happy,
No,
aren't you?
he's technically from Belgium, and they speak the Flemish language, and like this connects with the Dutch language in a way that we understand each other perfectly. So that's
yeah, the Dutch, they actually sound happy and quirky. Well, we actually more sound like a little bit more foul.
Fair enough. So we've got Belgium, a Dutchman, and Englishman. I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere. Great. I mean, it was a good week as always. There's some interesting results as well. We might as well just get on to it, I guess. But first of all, let's talk to Gengar first. How long have you been playing Blood Bowl, buddy?
Long.
Oh, long. Yes, we got someone who's played it long.
A veteran.
Played it from Blood Bowl 1. I've also had the board game for a while. I think I've been playing it for 4 or 5 years now. Good. I was part of the ReBBL already from Season 2 and onwards.
Fantastic.
So like, this Gengar has actually walked the same path as I did, because I kind of started in Blood Bowl 1 as well. It's interesting to see that way. And if you check the old communities from Blood Bowl 1, there was OCC there. I don't know if ReBBL was there back then. Probably not. Right?
In the beginning there wasn't, and I actually was a member of Blood Bowl Tactics.
Okay, there you go. Well, Blood Bowl Tactics is also quite famous site. So yeah, there are some old, ancient communities as well that are there, and where people used to play as well. That are transferred to Blood Bowl 2, basically.
In the beginning of the Blood Bowl 1 startup of Blood Bowl Tactics, I've actually helped out adminning, and also the same with ReBBL when they were starting out. I've also helped the Season 2 with adminning. For just like leaving those things for what they are, because with work it's just unfindable.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff. So what? I mean, obviously you're playing a Chaos Kill team here, but what is your favorite race?
And what is your favorite Pokemon? Let's ask that as well, because that's
what's that got to do with bloody race? Let me have my question first.
He's called Gengar.
Yeah, he can have his Pokemon in a minute. Bloody, I want to know what his favourite race is before we ask him what his favourite bloody Pokemon is. I mean, bloody hell.
Favorite race, I think, these days, it used to be like Norse or Chaos, but I think I'm going to go with Khemri.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, a lot of people are giving Khemri a bit of love. I mean, I've said this for quite a while now. I will play Khemri when Decay is off the Tomb Guardians, because there's just too much claw about.
With my old Khemri team, claw wasn't really an issue. If you have strength 6 Tomb Guardians running around here, just going to look at you and be like, oh shit.
Someone will just red die and kill me though, that's the thing.
You're gonna need a lot of guard to take clear of those Tomb Guardians.
It'd be interesting to. I mean, they've just brung halflings out, haven't they? For the Games Workshop, they're in the process of bringing them out, and they've got a few positionals. Are Khemri getting any help regarding this, or are they just basically the same roster as before? Do you know at all?
I have no idea.
No idea.
It's still like Khemri doesn't really need any other players. Like player-wise, are pretty great. The star players are shit. The star players suck.
Yeah, I'm not an Khemri expert either, so I don't have any idea about it either. But I did play them a few times, and I kind of find them more fun than the other Bessie teams, than Orcs, for example, and that kind of thing. It has a bit of an underdog feeling to it as well, so to speak, because like people
playing edgy too for a long while actually makes you a lot more riskier in your actions, which is funny enough a calculated risk way of playing still. It actually helps the game a little bit, because you'll be more willing to do edgy 2 dodges or like 50% dodges and actually be able to successfully pull them off.
Yeah, I must admit, Khemri's a decent team. But obviously, I mean, I used to play a lot of champion ladder, so obviously this is when people can like get 30, 40, 50 games in pretty quick, believe it or not. And there's so much claw and piling on, and it was like, No, I'm not getting involved in any of that. But I think, like obviously in ReBBL, I think Harrison's got a very good team, hasn't he? So you know, it's good to see Khemri about, and like I say, the four TGs are very good.
Probably one of his best players that he has in his team is actually one of my ex-players.
Ooh. Oh, let's have a look at
there
that.
you go.
There we go then. And now we'll get to the important thing. Who is your favourite Pokemon? Not that I'd have a clue who it is, but you know, I'll pretend to know who it is.
It's probably a Gengar.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I really know who he is. My dog's so annoyed now. He's barking for some goddamn reason. Gengar. No, I know the dragon called Charizard and Bulbasaur, and that's about. And Pikachu, obviously, everyone knows a Pikachu, even I do.
Mine is Absol. So there you go.
There we go. The rest of the ReBBL world will be delighted to know
Very
that
excited to know that. Yeah. But we had to go into it because of the name, I feel like.
I tell you one thing, if we're going to go into random stuff, obviously Eurovision, what probably nobody knows, Holland or Netherlands as I keep getting, I get told up for calling you Holland for some reason, apparently called Netherlands, but I'm British, I can say what I want.
I'm Belgian, and I can say that Holland is pretty fine.
Yes, so there you go, good. Well, anyway, they won Eurovision. Congratulations to Holland, they won Eurovision. United Kingdom, as always, we finished bottom, as we always do. Nobody likes us. But obviously my family's a big, massive Eurovision, big fans of it, all the campness and all that stuff. So we are coming to Holland next year, so we'll have to try and stalk Crystal Hunter next year and take him hostage and bring him back. So
absolutely. Are we gonna do play-by-plays from the Eurovision as well?
I think you know what, it'd be so funny, wouldn't it? It'd be so funny. And so that's the wrong colour scare. She's gonna lose points for that. That was, but yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Hey, why not?
I still have to do add a few more things though, like with how many seasons I've been ReBBL and so on. That's actually also the reason why I'm playing a Chaos team.
What's
I've been in ReBBL for like already 10 seasons now, starting from season 2. And I've been in the top of the division of REL already, and I've been in the top position of Gman already. I was trying to do Big O as well, but I don't see how I can like physically make the time zones work. Otherwise, it would be my mission to get top of the division of the Big O as well, which would be funny because I've been like at the top of every division then, of every time zone. And I've also been to the playoffs once. I think I got to the round of 8, best of 8, then lost.
That's good.
And I won the first Cripple Cup.
Cripple Cup. Right. Oh yeah, Cripple Cup.
One of the reasons why I'm playing Chaos is that from the start on, I've always been like the most bashes, skilliest coach, and then I've actually had people challenge me to the throne, like a certain Morabi, if you've ever heard of them. No. And I'm actually trying to, make the title mine again, skilliest coach.
So this is an all-round ReBBL coach, and we actually should be flattered that an all-round ReBBL coach wants to join us second seasoners here, because me and Bernie are both like second season at the moment.
Well, we're not even. Yeah, as a team we are, aren't we? As recappers, a season in about 5 weeks, isn't it?
But, I mean, as participating as well, this is the second season for us, right? Like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's an interest. I mean, like I said, I don't play private league, but obviously I know Full Metal, and I joined last season, and I've really enjoyed it. It's brilliant, and there doesn't seem to be much drama, or if it is, it's kept quiet sort of thing. And everyone seems to behave quite well. So yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, the only thing is, the only negative I've seen from a few coaches is that they think they're a bit too high in the divisions. Like you've got teams where when they had one season and they're in Division 3 or some stupid thing like that, and it's like, it's then they're getting smashed, as we know in the other recap. One coach in particular is very upset, and they're getting smashed when they played like one season. Was a bit harsh, but I suppose someone's got to go somewhere.
Well, that's my fault. Like, we can always put him in the division with Gengar if he doesn't like being smashed in Division 3. Like, he can get smashed in Division 4 then. Like.
I must admit,
it's an idea.
When I was looking, here goes my Alexa. Alexa, stop! Stupid thing. The thing what made me really laugh is when I saw my division and had all these kill teams in, and then when I looked at the recaps, I was so happy to see Gengar. I was like, oh look, there's a kill team at least in that division. I won't want to play against that guy, so that sort of pleased me. But yeah, that team is amazing. And as we're looking at the schedule now, and this is what I said about, I think in the other recap is like, yeah, you could have a really bad week like obviously Gengar had. I mean, I saw the game against Quiggy and it was just a car crash. There's nothing obviously Gengar could do, but then obviously he's come back this week and we're going to talk about it, and the dice were a bit better, and he obviously ripped some dwarfs apart, and that's it, isn't it? You know, it's a bit like any sort of sport. You can have a bad week, best not to dwell on it and move on, and hopefully do some of the week after. So
I'm also going to give credit where credit is due. The other Bash coaches, they're doing a really great job as well. But I think my Crusade is somewhat working because right now, Division Gman 4C is the deadliest division in the Rebel with the highest amounts of deaths happening this year.
Is that more to do with there's a lot of weaker things to break? I mean, you've got wood elves, you've got goblins who are obviously stunty, you've got skinks who are stunty, you've got nobblers who are stunty. You know, they're all a bit. It's not. I mean, apart from yourself, who's obviously a badass, there's not. You know, a lot of the others are quite breaky out. They're like really squidgy. You know,
and there's lots of tackle.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. I mean, obviously yourself, obviously your team's kicking ass and they're there, but I think, if you look at a lot of the other leagues, there's a lot of kill teams, but obviously there's a lot of bash. I mean, this is one of them teams that I think is, well, apart from yourself, is very, you maybe Con because it's very bash friendly. I'd love to be in this group. I mean, obviously I've got to play you, but apart from you, the rest of them, it's quite a nice little division, to be fair. I wish I was in that one. Nice bit of wood elves and underworld, and I'm a bit jealous, to be fair. Bit jealous, but no, I just get like 4 or 5 kill teams in my second season, not bad at all. But anyway, let's get on with the games, and where better to start than Hunter's favourite team, the Marginal Annoyances, who used to have 2 kickers and sadly not anymore.
No, but these guys are becoming heroes, aren't they? Like I see every week they're just getting their team is getting wiped, like a lot of injuries, a lot of KOs, and every week they manage to either get a draw or they get to win the game, which is something like people say like, oh, there's Skaven, it's nothing special, but like you can do that a few weeks, but at some point you're gonna crash with that even as well, and he's just consistently keeping up scores and keeping up results, and that's actually really admirable if you're in that position. Like,
yeah, I mean 28 armor break, 6 KOs, 6 injuries, 1 death, and the Blinder still couldn't get it done. I mean, we've always been a big fan of Michael Annoyances. I mean, he just seems to find a way to get something out the game, and that's a really, really good trait.
That's the thing, like the marginal annoyances seem to be massive annoyances for the rest of the coaches in the division, and
yeah,
it's definitely what they do. You already played against these guys, right, Gengar?
No, I have played versus every game I'm not playing.
Okay, this is the team you have to watch out for 24/7 when you play against them, because like they find a way. I don't know how, but they find a way.
They're
in
only
a
going to
game.
They're only going to have 11 players though.
Yeah,
that's true. But like, I constantly see them getting removed like massively, and they still get some kind of result out of it. Like I said, and you would be one of the few. If you win against them, you would be one of the few that actually wins against them, well outbatching them. So,
if we are going to get to it, this which we probably will, because he's pretty low on TV, then I can only give him the tip of getting lots and lots and lots of line.
now you know what Skaven do, right? They just get a freaking wizard, and then they just look at the right turn, and they wizard your team, and then they try to get the ball away and score a touchdown, and then you have to play the whole rest of the game trying to get back at it and hoping to get a draw or maybe a win from it. But that's the typical Skaven tactic. They just wait and they just get that wizard in the right moment, and I'm sure that he has done that in several games as well.
I don't mind a high scoring game, though. It just means I get more line of sight blocks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, I haven't played Rats much, but I mean, like you're saying there, I mean, it's like when I've like scored touchdowns against say these Killia teams or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I'm 2-0 up, and I'm like, oh crap, I keep giving him bloody LOS hits, and eventually I've got nothing left in my players. So
but you're giving them hits anyway, whether they're LOS hits or not, because like the linemen are edgy 3. That's the big difference between Skaven and Elves, and the big downside of Skaven. Like, they can't really dodge away from certain positions either. So you have to keep them either prone, or you have to stand them up and hope you get some positional advantage from it. And
Also, I'm bringing 2 strength 5 tentacle players.
sorry, what did you say, Gengar?
And I'm also bringing 2 strength 5 tentacle players. So
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
gonna be
Pure filth.
that's also gonna be a huge problem for them. So they have to find a certain moment where the team seems a little bit weak on your side, or the position seems a little bit weak, and then go all out in that, and then try to get it that way. But it's gonna be tough for them, definitely. It's gonna be one of the toughest games of the season.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see you guys play against each other.
I mean, the Blinders 24 XP. I mean, obviously the Blinders struggling to get wins at the moment, and I mean, I just don't. I just wouldn't know what to say to them after this. They absolutely broke the Rats, but they still didn't get the win. Was unfortunate, but they did get a lower XP. You know, they got 24 XP. I mean, the Annoyances did all right as well. You know, they got 17 XP, so they'll be extremely happy. Yeah, I suppose with these Rats, it's just a case of trying to keep them on the field, I guess.
I know what I can say. Fine, so basic.
So yeah. Anyone else want to say anything else about that before we move on?
No, I think I said what I wanted to say there.
Okay. Right. The
I'm
next
good.
the next one was a huge. Am I right in saying it was a shock, or am I being a bit disrespectful to the Pro Elves? Because they got it done against the Wood Elves 3-2. So very well done to the Tully Original Elves. They put on a show, and well, that helps the rest of the division, doesn't it? Because the Wood Elves have lost their second game.
Makes things interesting because now it's a race between Rampart and Aproc.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, we prefer it when it's a nice, close division.
I don't think, to be fair, like I don't think it's that much of a surprise, to be honest. Like when you're playing elves versus elves, or edgy teams versus edgy teams in general, it kind of tends to be a bit of a coin flip between who's gonna fill the passing place or the agility place first, and who can capitalize on it. And yeah, it's gonna be rough if both for edgy teams being there, and there's gonna be a lot of scoring as well. But the key point is that the high elves do have edgy or AV8 on their team.
This is Pro Elves.
Sorry, Pro Elves. Well, they do have some AV8
The two
on their team,
blitzers,
but like,
yeah.
but still, the whole point about the agility thing still stands. Like, I think, like, if you put any edgy teams together, it's you can't really say like, okay, this is a sure win for this one, or this is a sure win for this one. It's gonna be rough for either team.
I really do like his gadget though, the second wheels player.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean obviously he's played already this week, and we know that the original Elves got absolutely mullered, and they've lost a few more players. So yeah, this is a good result for them. But obviously the next week is a horror show. But SPP wise for this week was pretty good. He would have been feeling pretty good. 17 points for him. And 16 points for the Wild Elves. So both teams again. I mean, that's the good thing about Elves is they can rack up a lot of XP, can't they? So when they do lose players, they're much quicker to level up. Where bashier teams like the Orcs or Chaos Warriors or Nagel Warriors take a long time to replace. But like I said, both these teams I'm a big fan of. So I would have gone with the Wood Elves quite clearly. But it doesn't surprise me too much that the Elven Union / Pro Elves got it done.
We know that one of the star players of the Wood Elves actually could be no more at this point.
Oh, well, we'll have a look.
Basil was actually in our game versus us dead, but he was saved with a movement bust. And after he was saved, he actually got strength up. So he's been having a special season so far.
Wow, unbelievable. Talking about unbelievable, it's finally happened. Thank you, parents. Get themselves their first win of the competition. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well done to them. Nothing Yellowhorns, unfortunately, Chaos couldn't get it done, and the Dark Elves in the end won quite easily, 2-0. I mean, the Chaos got 21 arm breaks, so they'll be happy about that. And they got to kill 2 people and did 4 injuries and 6 KOs, so they caused a lot of carnage, so at least they'll get something for that. But it's good. It's always good to see everybody at least get 1 win in the season.
You get a feeling that you get something out of the whole season and out of the division, and
yeah. It can't be nice not to win a game, so I'm really relieved the parents have got that now, and hopefully you get 1 win. You never know, you might win the week after. So really happy. Sorry.
I hope that their assassin becomes a great beat.
Oh yes, assassins.
So
we need a good assassin. That'd be hilarious if we can get some good XP on him and make him deadly. Have you played the Yellowhorns yet?
Yes. With the Yellowhorns, it basically was a game of like who's going to kill the most here, but he completely forgot about the ball, and I still had like 5% focus on the ball, so I won that game.
Well, you go links up to 5%. That's all that matters. I usually think when I say like we spoke, I think it was on the other recap we did when people build up games like these 2 top coaches or whatever, it's not as exciting as it should be. And then, as well, when you see 2 Chaos Kill teams go against each other, you see a bit of a meh. They don't end up, or maybe a few badly hurt. It's very rare you see any death and destruction.
Nothing died that game. There was lots of knockouts.
Yeah. Shame, and obviously everybody else will be saying, please kill each other, so it makes us a lot easier for everybody else. But yeah, I'm glad the Dark Elves got themselves a win. So there we go. Now this next one, wow! I saw bits of this game, Bonefighter Boo versus Quiguanas. Quiguanas, if they'd have won this game, they would have gone top of the division. But everything seemed to go wrong for them.
They used all of their luck last week.
This feels to me like the actual surprise of the week. Like you wouldn't expect like the ogres to do so much damage to the lizardmen, especially with the AV9 players playing around there. So like it's for me it's like a total surprise that this happened.
Not even the AV9, but but lots of those lizardmen watch.
Yeah,
don't really get tackled.
That as well. And like if you factor those kind of things in, it's really hard to even land a hit and then even break armor or do anything with that. And ogres kind of live off that kind of thing. So yeah, quite surprised that that this went the way it went, basically.
Yeah. I was frustrated because obviously I tipped the Sci-Fi Samurai to beat the ogres, and I got bent on that. And I really, if people remember last week, I really was wary of backing Quiggy because of what happened with the Sci-Fi. And I ended up backing him because they'd been in such good form. They was on a roll. They took care of the Chaos the week before. And I thought, you know what? Sci-Fi didn't do it, but I'm sure Quiggy will let me down. And they ended up losing. I was watching the game like, no! But there's a lot of last-ditch defense by the ogres.
There are 2 expulsions on the Bonefighter Boost side, and he has 2 dirty player Noblar, so all of his arm breaks probably came from fouling.
Yeah, could possibly have done. But yeah, I mean, so Quiggy had a chance to get it done, but couldn't. So hopefully this week he can try and get it again. And obviously, oh man, I'd have been gutted if I was Quiggy, to be fair. But again, the ogres, they always put up a good fight. Always seem to, get it, be there or thereabout. And again, they got a decent amount of XP, 18 points for them, and 14 points for Quiggy. But as we'll see when we look at the team compilations, there's a bit of a car crash for the Quigsters, and they're going to be without a key player next week. So it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back.
I think there's going to be more teams that are going to be without their key players for the next week if you look at all the games.
Yeah,
especially the next one.
Yeah, the next one, something. I mean, obviously, Iron Madden versus Bad Dwarfs. Ready? It ended in 1-1. 24 arm breaks, 6 arm breaks.
We will level ups later on, right?
The what? Sorry.
Level ups is something we do later on, right? After this part.
Oh yes, yeah, we do that later on. Yeah.
I just saw something amazing, and I'll just keep it for now.
Okay, but
all right.
3. Well, we can say you killed 3 dwarfs. But let's say that. So you seriously went to town on this team. And I think you're feeling pretty proud of yourself after the unfortunate happenings with the Lizards. Back to form this week.
Well, I mean, I've had a bad game versus the Trolls, so I wasn't unable to pick up the ball, but I did outbash him. Then the Lizards completely murdered my team and out-agility me, so I had nothing to say there. And now I had a game where the things were in my favor, and I'm playing a very high kill team, so yeah, just everything died in battles with this side. It's not really fun to go with a 3 in that situation, but at least Nuffle had some spite on him and gave him a touchdown back.
Yeah, I like the full on aggression there, and I don't know if we were planning exactly to go through the game a little bit or skip it. I don't know what
we
the plan is now.
was going to skip it. He didn't want to.
We're
He
gonna
didn't want
skip
to.
it. So I'll just talk about it a little bit then. The positionally it was good at the whole thing, and the game was so aggressive. Like there were injuries and KOs flying around everywhere on the first half, and I was like, oh man, these teams don't have much left in the second half, and they both didn't have that much left. And then you saw
7 versus 5 at the second half.
Yeah, 7 versus 5. So they were running 7 versus 5, and yeah, then the second half started, and I think you could have been a little bit more aggressive on starting position, like setting up your players on the second half. But it worked out for you. Like he failed the pickup and the ball bounced towards your side, so it was perfect. And then you picked up the ball with the Chaos Warrior, and I was like, oh man, this is perfect for him. You know that, and we're talking about turn 11 around that area. And then the dwarves decided to do a Crystal Hunter thing or a Skaven kind of thing, where he decided to just go, fuck it, I'm just gonna 2D uphill the ball carrier with the ball carrier head block, and he rolled a defender stumble and the defender down. So like the player got down, and the worst part of it all was like he picked up the ball, he was away,
wow.
but the tentacles guy was also isolated from the whole thing, like. The tentacles guy was surrounded by 3 dwarves, so like he couldn't move him back either to cover that and make him prevent him to dodge away or anything. So like it was really bad already there, and then he decided to blitz on 2D on the ball, which was like, okay, he can get this with a 2D blitz. I kind of feel he forgot to stand up the Chaos Warrior and do a GFI to just do a base instead of that, in case of that failing. But he did the blitz, and then he didn't down him, and then he rerolled, and then it went into a 1 in 9, and it downed him.
Yeah, well,
and
they're the frustrating games, aren't they? It's like, you know, he red dies you, no problem. Then you try and get him back, and
that was the only absolute way it could end up like into a 1-1. Like it happened because like Pure and Cassie was just dominating the hell out of the dwarves there at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then the dwarf scored, and then you actually saw which I thought was kind of funny. You actually saw that the Chaos making a rush play, trying to score 2 touchdowns still.
Nice.
So they scored one, and then it wasn't enough to get the second one in. They were just
on the
just a little bit out of time.
Actually, at the last turn, I got the dodge, I got the ball, and I just make 2 GFIs and I killed the GFI.
Oh, that's I kind of want to say as well. Like on turn 2, there was also an interesting thing. You know the 2-strength dirty player the Chaos team has, right?
Yeah.
The dwarves 2D uphilled it, and they downed it, and they killed it.
Oh wow!
So there was like one massive rampage from both sides, and it's a really enjoyable game to watch fully. Like if anyone wants to watch a game that is full carnage, check that game.
That's the game.
It's a perfect example of what can happen to you when you play against Chaos, and it's also a perfect example like.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't want to watch it right now is the respect for the coach of Plato of Reddit, because he did lose like his best piece in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly. I think that's perfectly fine. But yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna say like, if anyone wants to watch it, definitely take a look at it. There are also some positional interesting things with piling on being used at certain moments, and having to move back and having to move forward, but it's all in the details there. It's minor details. In general, it was just a highly enjoyable game.
Yeah. I mean, I will give credit to the Bad Girls Shredder. They didn't concede or nothing. They kept going. I mean, I'm still new to Rebel, and I don't know what happens when someone concedes. But we had a concede in my division where someone conceded at half time against the Nagel kill team, and he only lost a couple of pieces, badly hurt, and he had a wizard still. He had 2 apples and everything, and half time went, you know what? And it was his drive as well. He goes, you know what? I don't want to do the second half, and conceded. So what peed off a lot of us people, because we're like, hang on a minute, we've had to play a full game, and ironically, the guy who conceded, he killed 3 of my players in week 1, but he decided to give him a free ride second half because hey, why not? Even though he had 2 apples, and then you see someone like the Bad Dwarf Reddit, who absolutely gets smashed. They lose 3 players, but they fight to the bitter end and get themselves a draw.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like, it frustrates me in a way, because it's like to me, you shouldn't be allowed to concede just for the fun of it.
Well, but this is like there's 2 sides of it. Like I'm glad for one that the no concession rule is there, because like this game is one of the main reasons why it should be there. Because like you said, he's still getting a draw out of it, and like that feature by itself, like having 3 players killed and having your whole injury box filled with players, and being disgusted with it, because you're playing dwarves, you got to be disgusted with your injury box being filled like that. If you get a draw out of it still, like if you manage to have the mindset to get a draw out of it, it's an heroic feature by itself. If I might say so. Yeah.
Also, another fun fact, by the way, is like, how there was like last season this whole like short bounty thing. Like if you kill a short, you get money. I costed Twix £50.
Wow, that's a lot of cash.
It's actually funny because it all happened in one game. Because started the first 4 turns were killer for me. I killed like Will Centaur, a few dwarves, this and that, and then he just conceded.
Wow.
He left ReBBL, deleted his team, whole team's dead.
I mean,
I gotta say, like I once made a player quit a community as well, but that was because I was playing halflings against Wood Elves, and I was beating him 4-0. And it was like I killed his. I also killed his stripper war dancer.
Wow.
And I just beated him. Like he gave up at 2 or 3-0. I think it was 3-0, and then I made it 4-0 just for the SPP, of course, to get there as well. But he immediately wrote something in forum quitting the league, and it was over.
Yeah, it's actually funny because McMackey used now a clan member of my clan. Actually used also playing Blood Bowl Tactics, and when we had a game, Orcs versus Reds, which are both just vanilla teams of like a little league.
Yeah.
He killed, I think, 9 players with vanilla Reds, and I was playing Orcs with AV9.
Wow. Good old AV9 armor, but yeah. Well, it's I don't know. I try not to get annoyed about stuff like that. I try and understand things, but when someone concedes, as to do, and I'm hoping he's going to get a draw out of it. He's got a wizard and everything else, and he just quits because hey, he doesn't think he can win, and he's got on the right turns, and he just can't be bothered. To me personally, they should be something should happen, but the admin should do something with that. Because it's just not fair for the rest of us. We're all trying to, do our best, and I could understand if the guy lost, like if he was like what happened to this dwarf guy, you could sort of give him some sympathy for that. But to have no like PEMs, no mana AVs or no mana strengths or no deads, and you've got 2 apples in your bank and you've got a wizard and it's your drive and you just quit, and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That does.
Yeah.
Because
then that person really just lost the love of the game. It's just there to win something.
I have to say both stances are kind of understandable, aren't they? Because like if you don't really have that kind of rule, like the harsh rule they have, it cannot end up like a little bit like a zoo where people are just conceding
Used to
left and
be-
right and that
Used
kind
to
of thing.
be a lot more strict as well, because right now you have a strike system where you like do it like once and get like a warning. Back a few seasons ago, it was no strike. It was like, bam, you're out.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah.
By the way, I gotta add from the game between CobraNet and Gengar here. Like not to insult CobraNet, but I like even though you were bashing him, I do feel like you got a little bit diced with the with how you lost the first half the ball there basically, and how you couldn't
To be
do
fair,
the
that's just my whole Rebel career in a nutshell. I've always been that deadly guy that killed everybody, but my ball handling has always been at like an all-time low.
I was like, oh man, this guy is getting dicey. Yeah, that's just, it's the weirdest feeling ever when you see that kind of thing. So it's totally rare to see that.
I mean, he got 22 XP out of it, so happy days.
Yeah, exactly. So it's weird to say, okay, this guy's getting dice, well, he's getting 22 SPP out of it. But it is kind of a little bit the truth there. Even though his armor dice were hot as fuck,
Yeah.
so to speak, or his injury dice.
Honestly, if I can take a few skulls home and lots of SVP, I just call the win anyway.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. As long as you kill stuff, who cares? Conquer's Revenge, the Chorfs got it done against Sapphire Sorry. Sapphire Sorry just on a bit of a downward spiral at the moment. The Chorfs looking strong. 2-1 win for them. 20 armor breaks to 4, so that's pretty brutal. 5 KOs, 6 injuries, 1 death. Bad week for Lizards this week. And I like the way the Chorfs are doing it. And 62% ball possession for the Chorfs and only 6 for the Lizards. Eek. You're not going to win many games with just 6% ball possession. That's all I've got to say on that.
No, you're not.
So,
Definitely. But if you look at the injury dice, it's pretty clear why he had 6% ball position on there as well. So fair enough. Like it's another game where you think like, okay, I'm just getting best to shit, move on to the next week and try to recover on that one,
Yeah. And there, Preacher of David. I mean, obviously, we're going about obviously Gengar's team. This really devastating combination chaos kill team. But probably my favourite kill player at the moment is Preacher of David. He seems to just get it done every single week. Another 8 points of XP from this week. He's the claw piece. What makes things happen. I mean, how much XP did they get this week? 10. 24 XP. The Chorfs are having a whale of a time. Have you played the Chorfs yet?
Yeah, they were the guys who
Of course, yeah.
my ball. Like I completely outbashed them. There were like 3 Chorfs standing on the field, but they yet won.
Yeah.
Because I picked up the ball and it failed. I picked up the ball and it failed. I picked up the ball, and 7 or 8 times in a row, I just wasn't able to get the ball.
What's the highest amount of SPP you ever got on one player?
I already had legends.
Well, like in one game, I mean, like in one game, how much SPP did you get on one player? Like,
I think the highest I once got was 30 SPP.
30?
Yeah.
Holy sugar. That's a lot of
SPP. On one of my killers on the Kimberly team. He killed like, I think, 3 or 4 things. Completed the pass for some reason. And scored 3 touchdowns. And got MVP.
And did he get MVP as well? Or?
Yeah, he did get MVP.
Oh, man.
Wow. We need a player like that. Absolutely.
Last time I can remember that I had a nice amount of SPP on one player was with my with my halflings as well in the OCC, and that was because my opponent, the necromantic team, failed to pick up the ball 4 times in a row, and I threw the same fling 4 times in a row to the ball, and he picked it up 4 turns in a row and scored with it.
Wow.
So, that's how I got 14 SPP out of him as well, because I think he caused an injury somewhere as well.
Gotta love that.
It was just insane.
So
like. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Sapphire Sorry, they got 10 XP as well, so they got a little bit out of it, but bad week for Lizards.
It's a bad week, but it's still better than having no SPP, because you can have these like dice games where you get 5 SPP, or if you're unlucky, you get your 5 SPP on that guy, you get nothing.
Yeah. Tabatellas, every game I'm nuffling. I saw quite a bit of this game. Tabatellas was so professional. Really impressed again with them. JP Casey got it done. And well, we know how good Casey is, and he's making the late charge. It was a very professional job. The Rats scored early. He just went up the other end and scored to make it 1-1, and then just chilled out and scored in the second half to make it 2-1.
One of the games I'm actually surprised in that I actually won this one, because he is a good coach. He has lots of bloodshed. I was able to just like pound every time for some reason.
Yeah, it's always tough to play against teams like ReBBL or against teams like ReBBL and that kind of thing when you have full claw and that kind of thing. So I kind of imagine that you felt rough against them at least.
But
but
the game was actually normal. It was like a one-on-one typical KSL standoff. I wasn't able to hit a lot, and he was able to just like run around me, but I was able to just like cage up and get my score. But then in the end, I just started rolling pause and breaks, and he had no defense anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with these blodgers. They rely on the blodge, and if the powers come, a lot of times they do get broken, especially against kill teams.
Yeah, and I have to say, like JP Casey in general, you probably played them early in the season.
First game, I think, or second game.
Yeah. We have
Second
the
game.
experience. Like we played against Tabatellas as well in the first season, and we had the experience that they the first few games they don't really put any results in, and then after those first few games they really start getting win after win after win after win, and that's the same situation that's happening in this season as well. So it's quite interesting to see that by itself.
Yeah. I had to. Sorry, he was in such good form, and if you remember the last game of the first season, I had to beat the Tabatellas to make the playoffs. Luckily, I did. But obviously I played him. He's a very good coach, very smart, good positioning. Yeah, it didn't surprise me he won this one.
It's kind of funny to see that some coaches are starting really strong and start to fizzle out in the middle or at the end of the season, and some coaches really have to grow into a season.
Yeah.
To get some progress going. It's kind of interesting to see that kind of development in general, because I kind of feel like a game is a game, and
yeah, you can also have really strong seasons and really bad seasons. I remember that I've had seasons where it was like 4 wins, 6 draws, and then like 3 losses. Seasons where I had like 2 wins, 3 draws, like 6 or 5 losses. But I've also had seasons where I had 12 wins, 1 draw, and 11 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss.
It could be very variable, of course. Yeah.
Just depends on but we've said that, don't we, Hunter? It's like when people like, for instance, that Chuff coach, we won't name him, but in our other division, he's not happy because he's having a bad season and stuff like that. But you know what? In them sort of times, we always say just try and develop your team, and then you go hard again the season after. And the next season, things might go your way, and you have a good season. So it's because at the end of the day, if you have a good season, majority the time you're going to go up a division or two. So look at the positives. If you don't have a good season, at least you're not going to go up with all the like serious players in Division 1 and 2. If you can keep, I mean, me personally, I would have no problem staying around Division 4 or 3 for the next 3-4 seasons. I'd love it, because then you've got time to develop before you go against all the bleeding hippies of the world and the sages and that. But so to me, it's like there's pluses and drawbacks for both. You can do really well, and I got in the top 3 or whatever, and that's great. But just be prepared that because you've done that, you're probably going to be in Division 2 or Division 1, and that's the problem.
That sort of reminds me of the story of my Camry team, of how things went of like go bad and good.
Yeah.
Like they started with normal, let's say normal, like they won 3 out of 1 games. Their season first was like 6 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. The next season afterwards, I get 6 insta losses in a row, and then just went into rebuild mode because the team was also like killed very badly, lost a few daughters and everything. At the end of the season, I was able to manage to make it like a 6-3-4. I suddenly rolled 2 strength up, one on the Guardian, one on the Blizzard. Then I bought a strength up in the market. And then during the third season, I got another blitz slot to actually get strength up. I had a normal season of like 6-3-4 again. And then the season after that, I actually made the 11-1-1 Division 2 REL.
Yeah, and that to me is probably the better way to do it. Is have time. I mean, there's still very good teams and very good players in the lower divisions, but when you go to like Division 1s, I mean, obviously you've got the best of the best usually, but the teams they look like they've been around for 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons, and if you could probably. I've got a feeling that some of them from Division 3 who've probably played 2 seasons are going to end up in probably Division 1 for the third season, and that's going to be crazy. I know this is Division 4, but...
This is where our opinions differ a little bit, because yes, I do feel like if you build up solidly and just go like that season by season and just build it up slowly and then eventually get a really strong team and get into the playoffs, yes, you do have a really good chance to win the playoffs. I do feel like the whole there's a bit of romance to it, to just go in there, just go full out in there and just try to get into the playoffs really early. Be a complete underdog team and try to write history by beating the huge favorites there. Because like I said, like last week, or I think it was last week or maybe this week still on the other recap, like if you had beaten bleeding hippies in some way, you would have written history there. Like it was like, okay, Bernie just beat one of the top guys there, and it's insane, really. Like people would
you've got nothing to lose, but I mean, like I said, he killed 2 of my chorfs on the LOS.
Like
so it's.
I'm not saying it's the best thing. It's the healthiest thing for your team. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you really wanna do something that makes people talk.
Yeah.
You gotta also try that way, because like that's an interesting.
I'm ways of doing it. Like if you do that with like a Wood Elf team, or you do that with like Chaos team, like the Sage did, I'm going to be way more impressive against with the guy who did it with bloody Chaos team, because
of course. Or with the Halfling or with the Goblin team, of course.
Yeah. If they just do it in general, I'm impressed.
I'll tell you what is impressive. Tabatel's got 21 XP. There's a few teams who got over the 20 mark this week, so more XP for him. I mean, every game in Nuffley did all right. I mean, they got 13 points. So it's not bad. And like I say, some of these teams, like maybe every game I'm Nuffley, probably think, you know what, I'll try and win, but if I can, I'll just try and keep my team healthy and get the XP, and then we'll try again next season. So that's probably the smart thing to do.
I forgot, by the way. How old are you, by the way, Gengar?
30.
30. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I already thought with that username Gengar, like it has to be around the first generation Pokemon kind of thing. So I was kind of right about the age guess there.
Can we not like try and get someone on who's like really old, like older than me? There must be somebody. Seriously, Hunter, we need to get someone other,
Hey, maybe
if you're people, to be honest, there are actually lots of really old coaches.
You know what would make you feel old, Bernie? Like, imagine like in a few years your kid has grown up and started playing Blood Bowl, and he's joining ReBBL, and we're still casting divisions, and we have to do his division, and we invite him to the show.
That actually sounds like Walker and this at the moment.
I don't think my kids will play Blood Bowl, thank God. I don't think I'll have that, but we'll end up with oh, how old are you? I'm 17. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, cheers. Can you not just made yourself sound older? But yeah, it is what it is. Just quickly to point out, there has been some results already from this week coming through. Moist Owlets, they got back to winning ways against the Ogres 3-1, and Conqueror's Revenge absolutely ripped the living daylights out of the Elven Union. It was so bad, it looked like a snuff movie. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Also tonight, I'm going to be playing Sneaky Blinders.
Oh my god, poor Blinders. Oh my god, the poor Underworld.
Well, like, I don't even dislike the base matchup by itself. Like, if you have a good developed Underworld team, they can definitely do something against Chaos. Like, it's underestimated, but like, if you screw around with them positioning a little bit, they have the speed, the movement 7 to really pressure the Chaos a little bit, and they can hit back as well. So like, it's it can be an interesting game by itself.
There's only one issue that the Sneaky Blinders have versus my team, and that's the fact that their only kill player, Niggles.
Yeah.
If he is going to give me any sort of chance to foul him or hit him, he's out of there. He's gone.
Yeah.
If I can get my hands on him, then that's going to be a lot harder for him to win.
Yeah.
Like I would say generally, like a tougher matchup for Underworld would be like something like Dwarves or Chores, because of the tackle, and the goblins can't really do that much compared to what they have to face against Chaos generally.
Fun thing
but
though, they're going to get inducements. Our players of Underworld are bloody magnificent.
if you look at Gengar's team as well, like it's even when he lost his star player, it's still like a beast of a team, you know. Like, so it's gonna be rough for him, for Sneaky Blinders anyway. Like, it's gonna be really rough for them. But yeah, and the fact that Moist Owlets won again, we kind of gotta get Moist Owlets on the show as well. I think, like, at some point.
Yeah.
Hey, Brock, the most outlets. Moist outlets.
Moist. I got a little
Moist
bit of
outlets.
moist.
So yeah, we gotta get him on the show at some point as well. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he said he wants to come on. It was just a case of who we can get on and when, you see. So, I mean, you know, we'll try and get everybody on.
I skipped a week on purpose because I didn't want to be here like, the fucking locker, you fucking locked out. What is this?
Oh, but that doesn't matter, mate. Like if that happens, like it's okay to still join. Like we can also talk about other stuff than the game itself. It's all good. Like we try to make it a bit enjoyable, and like yeah, if people want to talk through it, I'll check it, and I'll put some points out there that I saw, and then you guys can also react on it as well, and that's perfectly fine. And if you have a game like that, yeah, it's totally understandable that you want to avoid that for a week. It's also fine. So yeah, it's all okay. Don't worry about like not coming or coming on that kind of issue.
Right then, let's get on to the teams then. Starting off with every game I'm nuffling. I've got down here number 4 was dead, but I'm putting out next to it, so probably just a nobody, maybe. Number 6, one of his one-turners is missing next game. And I think number 8 leveled up, Modifoot, and he got an agility. Very nice. And number 13 got a level up, and he got his first kicker. Just needs one more now. So, yeah, interesting team.
There's lots of red on here, there's also lots of green on here in this team. While it does look like it's like held together with duct tape, he's actually really good.
Yeah,
in general.
It's looking like quite a good team, like in general. Like the linemen's being strength 4 isn't a bad thing. People are like, well, is it a bit bloated to put strength on the lineman? I think it helps with their own survivability as well, especially if they have block as well, which they now already have.
But it is a lot of XP though, isn't it? 50-50 for a line rat having strength.
Yeah, but the amount that you can screen off and base with it and that kind of thing is totally gonna pay off on that, I feel. So like and even if people do want to get a hit on him, like if a 3 strength player wants to get a hit on him, he's gonna have to have 2 assists, and it means that the other Skaven players are gonna have more space to get through other areas, because he has to invest 3 players for 1 block, basically.
Right.
His team actually looks like a Norse team, just like really fast runners.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And the Ulf Werner's being movement 6, that you find that with the lineman as well. Yeah, it's a really nice team. I just want to see some good results from them now. Like I'm waiting for them to get a win streak going with this team, because that's the thing I really want to see from them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this season I think he'll just try and level up what he needs to, but I think the only issue I've got is when I have seen him play, is he like a lot of people, they do heavily rely on the movement 10s, and score quickly, and then they're hoping to turn them over, and when they don't turn them over, they end up losing the game. But it's a nice team. I would quite happily play with this team.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, obviously I'm chuffed at the moment, but I'm really tempted to re-roll next season just to go rats. And then what my plan is to obviously, you know, ask Hunter what I should be doing, and if it works well, I'm great. But if it works wrong, it's Hunter's fault. So I can bitch to Hunter.
I don't know. I don't know if Gengar knows me from CCL or anything, but I'm kind of known in CCL as the nutcase from the Skaven school. So like it's better not to take my advice in general if you're not really experienced with Skaven on that part. But
I'm not going to talk about CCL because in CCL I'm just known as a vile man.
Yeah.
I kill your team or I just concede when I don't see that I'm going to win.
you just create kill teams and just try to destroy people. Yeah. Evil you.
Evil.
Right. But back to Distorto a little bit. Like I've talked to Distort on Twitch a little bit as well, and he's an absolute nice guy. So I do hope he gets some nice results in for him as well. It's just a little thing.
His team is a fine wine and just let it like rest this season.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Sci-Fi Sarai, they need some sort of help, and they've I don't know what to say. They've lost 3 players for next week, and that includes Isaac Asimov, the Crocs Go. He got a niggle, not good. B Piper, he got a miss MNG as well, and so did number 2. He got an MNG as well. So they've lost 3 players for this week. They're gonna have to do it tough without the Crocs and the Saurus. Yeah. So, and they didn't get any level ups either. So
I think next week's opponents are going to be really happy to play them now.
Oh yeah, with key players out.
Yeah. This is like if you want any situations to have a Saurus team against you or a Lisbon team against you, I really hate Lisbons as a Skaven coach. Like I really despise them. It's one of the most
why do you despise them? Because to me, I'd be like, oh, that's alright, because it's like strength 2 ball carriers. You're so fast and you can go all over the place. And
on high TV, it's not that big of a deal because you usually have a claw or two to deal with some kind of thing. Right. On low TV, it's absolute hell because like they can spread out their 4 strength, and they can protect each other a little bit as well, but they also protect the skinks a little bit. And if you try to outpace them, they have their skinks just they only have to get 2 skinks on a gutter to get a 2-die on it. So like you can't really go like, okay, I'm gonna go full outpace them like I do against dwarves or that kind of thing, because they are gonna catch you. Right. It's the same thing with Necromantic a little bit. They do have the strength to take you down, and they also have the mobility to catch your gutter runners. So like those 3 are the most annoying races, like Norse, Lisbon, and Necromantic for that kind of area for me.
Right.
The thing is, like this situation does really highlight the biggest weaknesses that the Lizards have.
Yeah, I mean he's not even going to breaking. Oh, he's got 1 breaking tackle, hasn't he? So
the moment you lose one of your Sauruses or your Croxigore in the game, or like with mixing a game for the next game, you're gonna be in for a bad time.
Yeah.
True.
They are so reliant on those Sauruses and Croxigores being on the field. It's actually really one of the reasons why I never picked one myself. But if you lose one of those guys, it's like done.
But this is why I feel they're really good against agility teams in general, because like agility teams are not gonna invest a lot of players to hope and pray to get a Saurus down with AV9. You know, that's gonna be really, if they do that, they're gonna lose a lot of mobility in the process with it. So like,
well, they'll just go skink on it, won't they? And just trash the skinks up.
They're gonna try that, of course, but like it's that's also a thing. Like they're usually AV7 and they're gonna get hit back as well. So it's a big question of if your skinks survive, and if they do, it's just okay. I'm just gonna trample over this agility team.
It's also one of the reasons why I think Lisbon are actually a very balanced team, because they have their certain strengths and they have certain weaknesses. You know, they're not so overpowered in any shape or form.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how his.
They're just really fast, really strong in the defensive line.
I mean, he's still got his movement down piece about him. He's only AV6 now, what's the worry? But he can still get it done, and he's got his killer. I'm still triggered about Juggernaut. I'm sorry, I can't let that go for some reason. I
You
just
want to know something bullshit, by the way? Like, movement up skinks, they ain't an issue. You know what bullshit is? Agility 5 skinks.
oh, beautiful.
Agility 5.
Why would you have Agility 5? Agility 4?
There was a legend in the REL, which has been in top season till, like I said, the Lizardman just started using the Slaughterous as a proxy die. But it was a skink with, I think, movement 10 or movement 9 and agility 5. you just couldn't stop that thing. It just would take the bomb.
Yeah. It is a little bit ridiculous, of course, with agility 5, especially when a skink is able to pass like an agility 4 player because like of stunty, but they're still passing like insanely well.
Yeah.
So like it is still a little bit of madness. The only thing is I do feel generally agility 5 and stunty is a little bit of how do you say it? They nullify each other a little bit. Like if you have agility 4 and stunty, you're already fine in most situations.
Yeah,
just picking up the ball. Just picking up the ball and tackles and
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, definitely.
So that's Sapphire Sarai done. Oh god, guess what we're going to have a look at now. The Bad Dwarf Reddit, I may need some time here. What happened to them? Let me get my big book out. Bad Dwarf Reddit, number 9, Algain or Algu, dead. Mighty Blow, guards, stamp, he had, and something else came fucking, what's DOD mean? Dodge, sorry, he was a blodger, so he's dead. Number 10, Ullid, guard, Mighty Blow, strength, so he had +1 strength, so his strength 4, stamp, dead. And number 12, who nobody cares about, Commandant something. He was just a normal average blocker, but he died as well. And if that wasn't bad enough, he's got a nice MNG as well on 2 of the players. What's a guard piece and a guard stamp piece. So fantastic for him, and no level ups either. Wow.
Yeah.
This team doesn't look very good anymore.
This team looks like a team who just finished the Green Home Cup now.
It does, yeah. I was thinking something very similar, like he's played maybe about 10 games. Bad luck for Cobranet, it really is. Full credit for him to stick it in there, though. Total respect on that.
I gotta ask, Gengar, was it your plan to turn this team into a min-max dwarf team, or?
Well, I never go in with a plan. I just go in with lots of bloodlust, and I'll just see where it gets me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a disaster for the poor dwarfs. But,
I mean, it's the same what happened to Gaming Quigan. As the first thing I said against him in game chat was like, I'm going to turn all of your Sauruses in Louis Vuitton handbags, and he decided to turn my team into handbags.
Yeah. But it's funny how it can happen, though. I mean, obviously, against Lizards, it's like salty, and oh my god, everything went wrong, and then this week, boom, boom, boom. I mean, he still had a bit of bad luck, but look what he's done to his team. There isn't much left. It'd be interesting to see if Cobra can bounce back from this. The good thing is, though, he's going to be getting quite a bit of inducements from most teams now. Get a big death roller in there, start steamrolling other people. But
that's
yeah, this is. I don't really know what to say about this team, to be honest. It's
we joke about it a little bit, but we know how it feels. So we feel for you.
It's devastating. Yeah, I feel bad for him because especially in the Private League, you've been putting a lot of effort, and I think that's why a lot of people moan and hate kill teams, because they can just do this. They don't do it all the time, but when they do, this is the result. And you're just glad if you're looking at this that it's not your team what's happened. But then the other people say, well, he's a dwarf coach, so beep,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
but
next up. Let's get the roll of this.
Yeah. Oh, Quiggy. Good old Quiggy. He will be so devastated. And there's a bit of irony over his things this week when I go to them. Number 9, Tep Flea the Third. He leveled up. He had diving tackle. The only problem was he was dead. So he didn't make it. Number 10, Littlefoot. He's got -1, and he was a catcher, sidestepper, so he's -1 AG, so he should be sacked. And number 12, he leveled up as well. Yay, Terry leveled up. But guess what? He managed to get himself a niggle as well. But he did get +1 movement, so that is going to be interesting. See if he keeps him. I'd be tempted to keep that just because his movement now, and maybe keep him on the bench.
Now he can die even faster.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Bernie, like you note down those injuries up front, right? Like I do. Did you have to?
Yep.
Did it all fit on the paper, or did you have to write a whole book?
I was looking pretty good until I came to the dwarfs, and then it was like, whoa! I need a full page for them bad boys.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I get it on two Evo 2 sides, so I get them all down, so it's fun. But yeah, it was like everything got leveled up. Something happened to them. Yeah, got leveled up, dead. Yeah, got leveled up, niggle. So it was a bit of a, you know.
I mean, he does have like one thing though. He probably got it in the game as me, but he has a diving tackle Croxy Gordon now, which you just fucking adore.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love that. And you see, he's still alive. He's not been splattered. I love diving tackle on a Croxy Gordon.
Did Iron Maiden already play against Quiggy? I think he did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a team who completely.
Oh yeah, he was the team. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart there. But like, yeah, I was like, well, we got to be careful about pricing any players now, but because the way it's going, like I feel like some coaches might lose their players as well.
No, keep pricing them. Keep pricing them.
Keep pricing them like, oh, they're awesome, and then boom.
I just have a notebook here and a little pen, and I'm just like making notes.
But this is also like if you talk about CCL a little bit, because I already started it a little bit, like this is also the thing that disgusts me in CCL, because like you got to set up a really strong record to be within the qualifying people within the playoffs, right?
They're also going to go kill your team when they can't win, because you can't. Really
yeah, but you're always
more than 4 times.
You're always in a position where you think like, okay, my team has to be a little bit more developed. I have to have a little bit of a better record. I have to play one more game, and that one more game could be enough to fuck up your whole team, and you have to start over your whole record again. And it's such a danger to play that kind of thing in CCL, and it's really tough there as well. But I guess it's also a thing that happens in community leagues as well, where you're heavily invested in a certain team, and you think like, oh god, I just run into this team, and now it's completely destroyed. I have to re-roll it or start over. And
speaking of CCL teams, actually, the next team we're going to see is what I would like to call a typical CCL team.
Oh, typical CCL team. Okay, just a key on that before I leave it. TikTok Thesaurus, that'll be a big miss this week. He's a Frenzy Mighty Blow piece, so obviously the Frenzy is there to dictate the sidelines. He is missing this week, so both Lizard teams are up against it this week. Look at this. We now to the Yellow Horns.
This is what I meant with typical CCL team.
Yeah. Plenty of Mighty Blow, plenty of Claw.
Yeah.
3 guards, not bad for what he's got. 16-20 in the bank. Prick Nico's missing next game. That was the big blow for them. So again, they're gonna have a bit of a problem with their ball handling.
I call this team Iron Maiden Light, so to speak. But what this team has done, like, and that's what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks as well. Iron Maiden went the Gengar went for the full kill build, and that's perfectly fine as well. I kind of preferred a little bit of utility in the team, and having that.
It shows in the stats, like this team, it doesn't look so deadly yet. It's going to get there at some point, developing more in a normal way, but they do have like a few more wins, same amount of draws, a little bit less losses.
Yeah. And like having that tackle and having that sure hands and that kind of thing, that does guarantee the difference in pure results. What is sure hands, he asks.
Nobody ever told me that before, what that thing is.
He also lost a player as well, -1. Well, I say lost a player, he sacked him. Just a beastman, -1 movement.
I'm gonna laugh really hard if you have a team like a kill team like Iron Maiden has, and Gengar decides like, well, I kind of need some strip ball on this team as well. Let me put strip ball on a player, you know. I'm gonna laugh really hard when that thing happens.
A Minotaur with like a Mighty Blow piling on, claw, tentacles, block, tackle, strip ball.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
why
okay,
not?
full kill team. Okay, let's go strip ball on it. Like,
right. The next team's gonna look like a car crash because they've already played this week. It's the Total Original Elves. Oh god, dear me! Here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah. I mean, before the played this week, it was all right, to be fair. But then they ran into some chuffs, and it all went horribly wrong. The only thing what happened this week was number 4 got a level up, so they didn't lose anybody. That was definitely less fake, and he got movement.
What have you done this week, by the way, Bernie? Have you tipped Division 4C as the best division or something? Because the only thing I see is dead teams, dead teams, dead players, and injured players on teams. Like,
Well,
what is this?
I don't know. I think it's pretty good, to be fair, because like I think my division's quite up there for like Carnage, so it's good to see another division now in Carnage.
So it has nothing to do with your caster's curse.
Even 4C.
My caster's curse. Oh God, don't start that. Yeah. Oh yes.
Even 4C has the most Carnage of all divisions.
Yeah. And that's good. I like Carnage. I have no issue with Carnage at all. It's got nothing to do with the cast. I don't have a caster's curse, to be fair. It's a tipping curse.
I don't mind Carnage in the division either, as long as I'm not in the division.
Yeah,
I'm fine
I don't mind Carnage, as long as everyone else rips each other up and I just don't get ripped up. That'll be fine. But
Yeah.
I always think it's great when it's like the Wild Wild West. And ironically, the funny thing is obviously everyone goes about kill teams and that, and obviously we can see the potential they can do. Obviously we saw what your team did, but a lot of these teams aren't kill teams and they're just killing each other anyway. So you know, it's, and like I said, but I mean, I've played how many kill? I think I've played 3 kill teams in my division this season already, and I came unscathed through all of them. And I played Dark Elves and lost 3 players. And you know, it's funny how it works like that.
Also, by the way, he named one of his people Bernie's curse is real.
Yeah, that's what the thing I wanted to point out as well. Look at that, Bernie. Like, people are really believing.
Oh no, he had to go there, didn't he? Just for anyone who doesn't know, we had an issue with a, and we found out it was actually a recapper himself. He threatened that if I tipped him, he would quit the league because his bad record had. It was my fault he was losing games because I tipped him. I was cursing him. And obviously we had a word with the admins because obviously we don't want to upset anybody. And they said, just carry on doing your recap. So we tipped him this week and he was going to quit. I think he's going to finish the season, then quit and not play again because apparently I have the power to make people lose. If that was the case, I think I'd have won a lot more championships.
Yeah, we did check his game and analyze his game, also showing like, okay, this
it's not the case.
It was this, and it's not really a case of.
I still have to play, and I got 4 players on here on my notebook of death, which I'm really going to try to finish off.
Which 4 players are them? Come on, tell us. Come on, you got to tell us the players.
First of all, too lazy to name this one. Has to go.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Hupa Galat Tinuren has to go.
Yep.
Is that because is that because he has a difficult name, or is that just general?
We'll get to that. The second thriller player here also has to go because he's had his time. He's already half dead anyway. And then. Oh God.
Yeah.
Ithren Metrauk Galonelon has to go.
That was a really good pronunciation.
Ithren Metrauk Galonelon. Yeah. It's perfectly good player, Ithren Metrauk Galonelon. I think he was really successful in the last couple of days, and maybe Ithren Metrauk is gonna have a tough time versus your team. But yeah, just because they have difficult names, or another reason?
Well, with Thrower, it's very clear. It's just the name, double niggle. It's like a snack. Edgy Fix is a crime, and the other 2 are just like other snacks as well. AV6, just like come into my belly, give me 2 SPP.
Sounds that's pretty well put. The Chorfs obviously stacked on them this week as well. I mean, we will discuss them later next week. But it's funny. He'd been on a high. He beat the Owlets, and everything's going well. And then he runs into some Chorfs and splat. Boom. That's what happens. But it's still, ironically though, he's still got some good things. And I just realised Bernie's case is actually a blitz as well. So that's pretty good. I might actually live a few games. So I'm pretty happy about that.
The good side is he still has some players.
yeah, and he's still got to play the killers yet. Fantastic.
Oh man,
I love it.
Next up, we're going to have the team which I'm going to face tonight. You know,
Ye-
we need to hurry up because
Right.
otherwise we're going to miss our queue.
Yeah, we're sorry, we just ramble a little bit.
It's okay.
I want you to kill number 4 this tonight. I want 4 dead, and I want 1 dead. And if you can kill 5 as well, that'll be alright. In fact, just kill 1, 4, and 5.
Well, 5 is my first target. 4 is going to be my second target. 1 is going to be the tangoing with my Minotaur, so we'll see where that goes.
Ooh, that'll be exciting.
And the Goblin is also something I might erase. Out of
Like-
respect.
Like if the Warpstone Troll had that claw as well, it could have been even more interesting versus the Chaos, because they would have had a little bit of a break. Like, okay, I got to be a little bit careful with some situations, but now you're basically probably gonna run over him. But we have to see. Like, maybe he's gonna get some lucky injury rolls and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and then it's suddenly totally different.
I would think if I'm the Underworld player, get him down, foul. If your pal's on, foul. Just foul. You got a dare player. I'd just be booing the crap out of him, because at the end of the day, if I get sent off, yeah, he was safe. But yeah,
he has the numbers and he should do that.
I would. But there you go. Not really much to say apart from we got a lot of XP. Did he get any level ups though? Just what? No level ups at all. Oh, number 12 got a level up. Oh no, number 12 died. Someone called Lizzie Stark dead, very dead, but no level ups. What's all that XP, no level ups? What is all that about? But there you go. Good luck anyway, he'll need it. Right, Magical Annoyances, the hazards. His team gets broken all the time, but still seems to get results.
This guy might be older than you because he says he's annoying since 1969.
Yes. Hopefully
We gotta
he
invite
is.
him then.
Well,
we gotta invite him.
we've got him down. We've got him down to come. So it hopefully, if he's older than I am, that's fantastic. But you know what's really annoying? No deaths, no injuries, and no level ups. God damn it, nothing to talk about.
That's
like
one
I
thing I'll talk about, and that's that I really like how he built his thrower pulls and tights.
Yeah. Nerves of steel, accurate and big hands.
Yeah.
It makes passing very reliable. He can pass from in tackle zones, and he can just pick up from in tackle zones.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous that he doesn't have like blotch or block or anything. But
Mm.
this player can basically just go into your face, thank you for the ball, and there goes the ball.
Yeah, people underestimate Nerves of Steel a little bit. Like I got criticized in CCL for having an Underworld team with a 5 edgy Nerves of Steel player with some other skills as well. Oh yeah, save throw, Nerves of Steel save throw player. So I could basically be based and just do a pass and just go through the interceptions areas and just do a long pass or anything else like that with that player, which was amazing to do. But then the player eventually died and the troll died as well. That was really good. So yeah, it everything dies for me in CCL. So that's the whole issue for me. And
Like if I look at this team as in I'd have to face it soon, then I probably would take the thrower and the strip ball cutter runner as primary targets as like field threats.
Yeah. If I was playing this team, obviously number 9 would have to get it, but number 4, Wasp, he's the annoying one. He seems to be the one what saves his bacon a lot and gets a lot of TDs and stuff. He needs to die a horrible death. I mean, he's got a niggle as well, I think.
For me personally, I just gotta add, like, wherever he's gonna end up in the division up till now, he's been a hero for me. Like in this division, like it's like what I've seen on the statistics, it doesn't comply to the results he's making, and that's brilliant actually. Like if you can get results out of those kind of games, really well.
And obviously, Krabs 2 is only 1 XP away from getting Mighty Blow to go with his claw, and then he's going to be more deadly. So, you know.
Yeah. So he's building a little bit, but it's gonna be a little bit tough. On to the next team.
Yeah, good old Moist Outlets. They lost this week, and Tea Tree Oil was missing that game. That was the only injury they had. Obviously, they've played their game this week, and obviously they won, so he's back. But if you have a look, they've lost 2 players, but we'll talk about next week. Glowbane and Basil, the strength 5 lineman. But again, I mean, this team to me, I don't know about you, Gengar, but it's a no-frills team. There's nothing special about it, really. But he seems to win more than he loses.
I'm gonna make a recap bounty. As in, whoever finished my job of killing Basil will get 1 free Steam game of choice.
1 free?
Without DLC.
Well, you've heard it here first. Kill Basil. I'm sure our prog's like, yeah, cheers for that. Thanks for that. So
There's you guys said that there's nothing special on this team, but like you do rarely see a team that where 3 is so far developed in a Wood Elf team that they have to take multiple block as a skill, because there's actually no other good skill around to get anymore.
yeah,
Like,
give it Parlon. Let's have a laugh. Let's Parlon and why
yeah.
not?
Stand up rolls.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just roll 4+ and you're alright, aren't you? Don't worry about it. And then get jump up next. No problem.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what do you do with the 3 after he gets pile on now? Like, what does he still get?
I don't know. It
He
depends what
doesn't.
he rolls.
Like the only thing I would think, and that's from the halfling experience, is break tackle, but it's really dangerous with the loner there. Like it's fairly
Yeah.
dangerous with the
So
loner to do
movement
that.
2 break tackle. Gotta love it.
And you don't really you don't really need the mobility for Wood Elf trees basically, because
It's going to be funny though, because it's going to be a player which literally owns every strict skill in the book.
he needs some sort of double O movement, doesn't he? That's the thing. I hope he'll get it. Otherwise, it'd be so funny. But yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a good coach. He's getting it done. You know, he's had a few hiccups, but he knows what he's doing. He's going to be there or thereabouts. And I still think it's going to take a good coach to stop him from winning the title.
It's
but,
between him and the Cholfs, and it's going to be exciting.
yeah, absolutely right. Then thank you, parents. They finally got themselves a win. Really happy about that. Did they lose anything though? I think this. Yeah, they lost number 11, Anas Rama. I love that name. He or she was dead. And number 1 leveled up and he got leap, so that's good for the witch elf. I think if I remember correctly, this team lost a few other things, but there was all learners who got like manas busts and all that, so he was quite lucky in that respect. But it's good he's got a win, and it'd be interesting if he can build on that this week. He's got a mighty blood play. He's now got a leaping witch. So yeah,
6 wheel set. I love the names.
I do. I must admit, I do love the names. That's why I'm so happy he got himself a win. And let's hope Timber the Assassin can become a superstar, because we're lacking a good assassin. So if we can get that done, that'd be fantastic. So, you know, it is what it is. But well done for that. I mean, are you guys happy with the movement on the blitzers?
Yes.
You know,
Because...
speaking. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Well, movement on blitzes is really good because you don't really have any movement date on Dark Elves, and having blitzes, which have an extra movement, are like the perfect candidate to become like ball hunters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do I like it? I mean, saying that, he's already got blodge and tackle on one, and then so I don't know.
You know what I'm gonna say about it. I'm a Skaven coach. I love movement, so
yeah. Well, we know what you like.
But
there is one thing there where you might think about, because Dark Elves are the like bashy elves and they are quick out of the box. If the movement up is a 6+4, I would always take the movement up. If it be like a 5+5,
yeah,
then you might want to consider guard or something.
I think I gotta add, by the way, I think more people would take assassins if the assassins had movement 7 instead of movement 6. Like,
yeah, for the shadowing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the shadowing in this situation is kind of useless.
Honestly, I would love to. They would just like remove the shadowing and give the assassin jump up.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be something as well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think they're very expensive for what they are. 90k for the stat they've got. I just don't like it. I never take assassins unless it's for a fun team. If I was going to take an assassin, then I would take leap, so I can leap into a cage and stab it, because that just looks so cool if it comes off. That would be if I'm having assassins, I'm getting leap. Because that's, I mean, if you think about it, that's not a bad play, because the caged up. We're orcs, we've got whatever, we got guard and all that around it. Yeah, it's a navy now, but sorry, let's just go in and try and stab him anyway. Probably won't last long, but it looks good. It looks good.
Just gotta get multi-block on him, like then.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting as
Yeah.
well. Gonna be like
Well,
any
I'm glad
challenge.
he's got Assassin. I like to see Assassins. It's just I just can't get one on my team for some reason. Not that I play Dark Elves that often. But yeah, it's a decent team, and good luck. I hope he gets another one. Now, both Fighter Boo, as we know, they've already played a game already. But coming into this week, they had. Let's have a look. Then number 10 was dead. He was just a nobbler. And number 14 leveled up, but he was missing next game, so he's back now. Yeah. And he gave him diving tackle. Apart from that, not much else has changed with these. Hugo's the guy who obviously got the agility 3, but they've also got a blodger with an extra movement. So I'm impressed the way this guy plays. He always gives a good game. He's always tough. He played the Owlets this week, what was always going to be a really, really tough game.
I really like how he has just like a surprise ogre in his lineup, just like trying to hide it. So like, yeah, I only got 5 ogres.
Yeah. Yeah, good old blanket down there, Hardin. But
he has made some upsets in the season as well. Like if you see what kind of players or what kind of coaches he beat, you wouldn't have expected him to go through those. And
I think Quig Arnes, they was undefeated, and he just beat them and said, no, you know what, you're not going to be top of the table. I'm going to stop you. So I've been really impressed the way he's played. And I just like the thing is that people have to earn the win against him. He's not giving up anything, and he plays the ogres very well. And obviously, like I say, he's got a couple of dead players there as well, what always help. And like I say, he lost this week, but I expect he'll get another couple of wins before the end of the season. And the team's developing well, and when they get a bit more skills on them ogres, it'll be even more deadlier.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm just looking forward at the development. I just hope he's
though. Like they start really deadly, but they also reach their ceiling really quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like an ogre team like a definitely play, but you normally should not play them longer than like 2 or 3 seasons.
But that's with any stunty team, isn't it? Like any stunty team reaches the ceiling quite quickly. Like halflings do that, goblins do that. Underworld have some development space. They can but I don't really consider them as a pure stunty team. But those other two, yeah, they definitely have that. Once those trees are developed, like multiple block, break, tackle, grab, that kind of thing, you and block, you're kind of done, and you're kind of ready and just waiting till your team dies.
Underworld is only stunty on Mondays.
Right, let's move on to Iron and Madden. They had 2 level ups and they lost a dead player. He was dead, very dead, but he's gone, Jim. Number 1, number 10 both leveled up. Number 1 got tentacles, and number 10, my favourite named player, David Beckham, he got mighty blow. So what can you say about this team? It's just your worst nightmare, isn't it? Because it's a typical team where you think, you know what, I could beat this team. The problem is what's going to be left of my team.
I'm gonna be really honest. This team is actually really badly developed when it comes to like DP efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, there's no guard in there, but you I think we've talked before. And you said this team you had was it a challenge with your friend and see who could do the most killiest. And this is
the thing is like since I am only out here to like kill players anyway with this team, I just thought, okay, so the least I'll need is at least 8 might blows. I have 8 might blows. The other people are going to be DP except for the ball retriever. Probably I'm going to get 1 more player for a DP role and just sit at 13. What else do we have here? David Beckham is actually going to become one of the new killers because one of the killers has recently passed away, so he's going to become a new killer. And Goetta, is now going to become a DP guy. I got tentacles on my Minotaur because it's really fun having 2 big guys with tentacles, so you can just like hold things near you and they don't run away.
And when you get a strength up, it's also logical to get tentacle on a player like that. It's perfectly fine.
The massive claw, mighty blow, what it also helps with this. So if you would like look at my history at all my SPP games, one of the real things what I'm trying to do with this team is just like get high-leveled players quickly, and that's what it really is helping with. Just like every game, it helps on getting a load of SPP in the bag.
Yeah, I guess you don't really have a worry about thinking like, okay, this player is lacking behind a little bit on SPP. If one player is lacking behind a little bit on SPP, you just start hitting with it, and then it's fine again, So
yeah,
like,
winning or like, oh no, I'm going to lose. These are actually worries I have this team. Like my main worries are like, how quickly do they develop and how quickly do they get?
yeah, it's a perfectly fine thought. It's a perfectly fine approach. I'm sure the guys in your division don't really agree with it.
I mean,
It's at the expense of their SPP, so I can get it somewhere. But
yeah. I mean, this seems just carnage. I mean, it would be ironic if this team ended up playing against Calcium Cass, who is regarded as on the PS4s just basically going to kill teams like this. That'd be quite a good match between you and Cass. That would be a really good game.
But you got to promise me if that Beastman the other Beastman is getting another movement, like if he gets a movement, make him a ball carrier.
you mean David Chipperfield?
Yeah.
No, he's going to become a ball carrier anyway.
Oh yeah, that is fine. That is fine. So he's
Next
getting
up, he's
sure.
going to get a big hand.
Big hand. Okay. Because your hands doesn't exist
No.
on your. Okay.
What is that thing?
Overrated. It's overrated. Don't worry about it. You don't need that rubbish.
He wants people to have a little bit of a feeling that they have a chance against him with ball, that kind of thing, you know? Like,
yeah.
Shush.
The only thing wrong with this team is there's only one data player, but he did lose one, didn't he? We need more data players.
The real issue I got with the team right now is the lack of tackle and the lack of guard, but those will probably come in the future.
Good man, good man. Right, talking about kill teams, here's one who's my most favourite player in the division, Preacher of David. I love that guy, number 3. But Conquer's Revenge, Ramhard, and oh man, it'd been impressive. He's just kicking ass.
If Preacher of David levels, he needs to get Dauntless.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good pick, wouldn't it? To be fair, I mean, he's got. Yeah, I agree with that. Did he get any? Number 11 got a level up. Stop fouling time, and he gave him sure hands. What ask you about that because you don't know what sure hands is, but interesting. He's gone for sure hands. I think he'd lost. Was this the team who had the lawnmower? I know he had a good player and he lost it. So Stop Fouling Town has now become the new ball carrier. But he didn't stop him this week. He had, like I say, and he just destroyed the Pro Elves this week. So he'll be happy about that. But it's not a bad team. It's not obviously as killy as obviously Gengar's team, but it's still not bad. It's got plenty of guard.
It's sure. It's not supposed to be that killy as Gengar's team.
No.
To be fair.
No.
But yeah, if I had this kind of development on a Turf team, I would be really happy with it in general.
I would love to have all that claw on my Turf team. I've only got one.
Yeah, he only needs Mighty Blow on the players that don't that have claw but don't have Mighty Blow yet, and then it's gonna be like perfectly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a devastating team, and he's got his dare play.
Mighty Blow best skill has a Mighty Blow best skill needs to get Mighty Blow at some point. But
he does, doesn't he? That's the thing. It's like, it's the best skill, but I'm gonna pass on it. Oh dear me.
But that's Blood Bowl shitting on you. You want Mighty Blow? No, you're getting a strength up first. Oh, you sure you want the Mighty Blow? No, you're getting a double. Think about it for a second. Like,
and you know what the best thing is? I'm calling this. If he hits 51 SPP, then he's going to get the level up, and in the same game, die.
Oh, there we go. Level up and die in that game. We've seen that happen. So that would be quite good. Or even better, he gets he wants Mighty Blow and he'll roll something like a strength up or something like that. So it's like, strength 5 or you're gonna get that strength 5.
It's going to be the same with number 7 God Stand Firm spam. The moment he gets Stand Firm, his days are done.
That's it. Maybe just don't take it, then you'll be safe. But
this is, the whole thing, by the way, like if anyone is discouraged about facing Conquer's Revenge or facing a team like Aaron Madden, like Gengar's team, you also have to think like they also have to play each other, and in the end they will balance each other out as well a little bit. So it's the whole Bessie situation. In the end, any team gets destroyed, I guess, at a certain rate.
We all die together.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Finally, we go to the Tabard Tellers. JP Case's team's doing extremely well, but He got a level up on the Pardoner. He
Yeah.
hasn't took it yet. But the key thing is the Miller is missing next game, and he's one of the Mighty Blow pieces. So that's a bit of a blow.
I'm gonna tell you what
A
the
mighty
level up
blow?
is. I'm gonna tell you what the level up is gonna be.
Go on.
Like it's gonna be dodge or block. There's no real surprise to that, right? Unless he rolls a double, which is gonna be guard.
Yeah.
And that's about it on the level up. And he's missing the blitzer.
Yeah. But he's got no agility stats or anything, has he? But he's still getting it done. You know?
The thing is, though, what I like to do with my kick piece is actually make him a dirty player and keep him benched. And then when it's,
Yeah.
I think, in my defensive drive, I take him out, I kick with him, and after he has done his job of kicking, I start kicking nuts.
Yeah,
That's quite a clever way of doing it, to be fair.
With chaos, I can totally expect that. With Skaven, I just rather give him block and just pray he survives because I might score and I might score again and then I have to kick again and again and again. So like it depends on which race you're playing, of course. And
also, the animation is kicking a ball, and the other animation is kicking nuts. And like, if you kick a ball a lot, then you also will be able to hit the nuts harder. You'll do more casts.
Well, yeah, but I don't see it happen with the Dark Elves because Dark Elves are like expensive players, and I don't see him getting dirty player because they're not a fouling team at all.
Yeah, because if you've got dead player, that piece would be worth 110k.
Yeah.
I mean, I fought with dead rollers before.
Well, they got dead player.
But then you know they're gonna be off the pitch after the drive.
Yeah.
So like, okay, you know.
So let's have a look at the leaderboard. But let's remember, the top two have both played a game extra. So, but they're both on 6-1-1. So I thought the Owlets had lost 2.
I am going to quickly, before you guys do the leaderboard, I'm going to leave you guys at it. I'm going to wish everyone here tonight a good recap further on, and I'm going to take my leave here. I need to really get ready for my game.
All right, Gengar. Anyway, thanks for being on the show. You've been a great guest as well. And if you ever want to come back, just shoot us a message, and we'll see if there's any spots available. And
yeah, no, I certainly will, and I actually enjoyed recapping because I've done it like a few seasons before as well. So
good stuff.
I'm always game.
Excellent.
Okay, man.
Good stuff.
Good
luck in your game.
Fijne avond gewenst, jongen.
Yeah, thank you, Bella.
Is goed. Later. Sorry, that was a little bit of Dutch, but...
Yeah, you know. I mean, it was quite a veteran move because we're just about to do the tipping, and he's like, you know what, I'm out of here. You know, because we now got to obviously pick or curse whoever. But yeah, the Outlets, I thought they lost 2. God knows why I thought they lost 2. I'm an idiot. And they drew 1 and lost 1. But yeah, them and the Chorfs both on the same record, 6-1-1. That is exciting. Can Quiggy and the Tabard Tellers put more pressure on them? That's going to be interesting. It's going to be great, isn't it? Fantastic. Right, let's get to the schedule then. Thank you, parents. They've got themselves a win. Can they shock the marginal annoyances, Hunter?
Well, let me check the schedule here. I'm hold on. I accidentally.
What did you do?
Schedule. Thank you, parents versus marginal noises. Like, I gotta give it to the marginal noises pure on the fact like they're basically on a hot streak, winning game after game. I know Thank You Parents has won their first game this week. But it's really hard to go against the marginal noises at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think marginal annoyances will get this done. I really do. They just don't know when to beat. And obviously with Wasp in the team, he's very, very good, and I just like this team. So yeah, it's great that Thank You Parents got a win, but I don't think they'll double up this week. If they do though, crikey, that would send a statement. But no, I'm going to go with the marginal annoyances like yourself. I Madden, obviously the guest who's just gone now, Gengar's team versus Sneaky Blinders, a team you will like the makeup of. Can the Blinders pull off a blinder?
He's gone, is he? Great, then I'm safe. Okay, I'm gonna say the Sneaky. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go for Iron Man in here because like yeah, what I've seen is really strong and they do a lot of damage. They bring a lot of carnage. I think most coaches in the division fear him, and any coach in any other division would fear him. He's gonna win this one.
Yeah. I can't back against him. No, I just can't. I'm just trying to think of a way to go for the other team, but I just can't. It's a worrying trend that we're both agreeing again. It's no good. But yeah,
We're getting a little bit wiser each week, you know. Like
that's it.
maybe
We'll
that's
be a bit
happening.
wiser. So if we lose, we both did it. So But yeah, I think Madden will get a win here. It'll be complete carnage. But do you know what? I think he might lose a piece this week. A good piece. I think he'll get stat down or a death. I think the
There is
Blanders will do something.
against Underworld, you never know. There is a
Yeah.
chance that they
I don't fancy the chances of the killer on the Blanders team. Though. I think that's going to get smashed pretty early.
The funny thing is, like, if the Underworld managed to get it in, if a good Underworld managed to get it into a Blitz versus Blitz game where they only get one block and it's a Blitz, you know, it
Yeah.
could go very even in the casualties. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah. Tabartellas then versus the Yellowhorns, or Nuffles Yellowhorns. Can the Yellowhorns stop the momentum the Tellers are picking up on?
I feel strongly for both teams because I know Tabartellas is in a hot streak at the moment, and Nuffles Yellowhorns is just a really good team to see visually. So I'm expecting them to draw this one out.
Yeah, me personally, it's one of those games where I'm confident in my selection, but it wouldn't surprise me if the other team won. But Nuffles Yellowhorns got beat by the Thank You Parents last week. No disrespect to Thank You Parents. I think Tabartellas are a better team. And if you can't beat the Parents, then I can't see him beating the Tellers. And that's why I'm thinking.
Both perfectly acceptable. Yeah.
So I've got to go with the Tellers. Obviously, he was one of the 10F boys as well, so I've got to keep loyal to him. Yeah, the Tellers win this. Don't know what score, but they win it. So there you go. We've disagreed on that one, thank God. You've gone for the draw, and I've gone for the win for the Tabards. Next game's really good though. Every game I'm Nufflin against the Quiguanas. Who wins this one?
This is a game where there's quite a lot on the line for the Quiguanas because like if they lose this one, they kind of lose the any hold they have on the higher positions.
Yeah.
So I feel they have to win this one, and I think they're gonna win this one basically. But the Storta might surprise. So I'm not 100% sure because I think the Storta is gonna do an upset somewhere. But I think Quiguanas will win this one.
The concern I've got for Quiggy is that it wouldn't surprise me if every game enough and do what they used to do, just go and say, here's the ball, bam, scored straight away. And then if you come down to strength 2 ball sackers against strength 2 ball carriers, he's got pieces out. I mean, he does have the diving tackle crocs, what really will help him. Oh man.
How damaged was Quiguanas again? I'm gonna take a quick look here in the meantime.
He's got. I'll just put it up for everyone to have a look at. It's not terrible. I think the sci-fi Sauri are a bit more battered, but he hasn't got the frenzy Saurus. I think that's a big blow because he'd get, even though it hasn't got tackle, he obviously could get 4 dice on some of these lovely squishy things he could squish. So that's a big blow. But and that as well, apart from Rose Talon and Thanos, I mean, they've both got a mighty blow, but I like TikTok. I think he's a big miss. But hopefully, Darwin Tackle will do something for him this week. It's hard. It's a hard game. I've got to go with Quiggy because overall, his form's stronger, his record's stronger. And like you say, he's got to get a positive result this week. Otherwise, I mean, Conkers has won. Owlets have won. He now needs to win. So, I think Quiggy'll scrape it 2-1.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's gonna be really close, but it's gonna be like 1 touchdown difference.
It's gonna have to earn it this week, I think, unless he pitch clears.
No, the last match of the card is a special one because like these teams have been quite destroyed and are quite messed up for this game.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a really tough decision to make, like who's gonna win this one, because like I said like Sci-Fi Sora, if you have to play against them now, you're gonna be really happy to play against them. But then I see that they have to face the Battle of Reddit, who have to play a recovery match as well, basically. Tell me, who's gonna win that one?
Oh god. Oh man, I just don't know. I really don't know.
I feel bad for both of them, to be fair, at the moment, and I wish them both to that they have a good game at least on this game. Like,
I don't know. I really don't know. This is right. I'm gonna go for Sci-Fi Sora for this because of the speed aspect. If the dwarfs get it wrong or get positioning wrong, or he can do enough damage, the skink should have enough quality to get him the win. I think we saw the Lizards have a bad week last week. I think this week both Lizards teams win. And I've still got my Sci-Fi flag. I ain't given up on them yet. I think they get the win.
you know what? Like, I rarely support dwarves in general. You know, like because
You're
like
never
in
gonna.
general, I feel. But like I said, I feel bad for both teams, and I feel like anyone could win that game because like they're both damaged up. So and it's kind of a coin flip really for me.
Yeah.
Since you're backing up the Lizards, I'm gonna back up the dwarves here and say that they.
Gatilla's like, can you not switch? I want Hunter to be me, not you. It's all right, Sci-Fi. You've got me in your corner. What more do you need? You're gonna win. Don't worry. Hunter knows nothing if it's not to do with rats.
But I really want them to get through this game.
It would surprise me if it ended up being a
healthy
draw.
way.
To be honest.
Yeah, that could happen, but I would hate to see that they get any more permanent injuries or any deaths or that kind of thing. Like I really wish them a good healthy game of SPP.
Yeah, it would be good for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go, another recap done, and we've not got long to go now. Next week we'll be starting on week 9. We're getting close, and obviously the table is now starting to evolve into who's got a chance and who we're thinking already of next season.
Yeah, we're starting to count down a little bit.
This is the time of the season really starts to get excited because Quiggy's got Ekstrom has got a huge game, as has the Tabard Tellers. Them two teams, and obviously Magic Lions have got a good chance to get themselves a win to try and hang in there. And this is what I like about the other. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know how many places there is in Division 4. I'm gonna probably have to print out a list to see who gets what. But I would imagine there'll be a few, won't they? I mean, the top team will probably go to the big thing, won't
playoffs.
They? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the secondary spots. I haven't checked that, but I think it's only the number 1 that really goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, it is because Division 3 is only the top team goes to the playoffs. So, but obviously the other cup, the one below it, there'll be at least one slot for that as well, I would have thought. So there's all to play for. And, this is when the pressure starts to get into coaches. Owlette and the Conkers, they'll be praying that Quiggy and the Tabard Tellers both lose this week, or at least drop some points. But I think they'll both win. I really do. I think, ironically, the 3 teams I think who've still got a chance to make some type of playoffs, Quiggy, Tabard, and Magic Lions will all win this week. And I also think Sci-Fi will win this week. So I'm going for the teams fighting near the top to beat the teams at the bottom with nothing to play for. But usually, when you've got nothing to play for, they can be dangerous teams indeed. So
definitely,
we'll have to see. But there we go. We're done. Thanks again to Crystal. Thanks for Gengar as well for coming on the show. It was great to hear the killer tell us all about everything apart from show hands. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll try. I'll try and get your recap done earlier. I mean, I'm working Friday anyway, so but I'll be trying to get it done Wednesday, Thursday. But what it is we're trying to get coaches on as well. And it was better to get Gengar on the Friday because that's the best time he could do it. So that's why I did Friday.
We're really enjoying the whole aspect with you guys joining us as guests, and we figured like it provides us so much more content and so much more entertainment for the recaps that we think like, okay, we rather skip a day and have a person than do it now and have no one to really converse with.
And the thing is, as well, is what I've known as well is when I have a look on the recap channel and all that, you know, we're not usually that bad. I mean, there's a lot of them who don't get the recaps off till Saturday, Sunday, or Monday the week after. So you know, we try. I know people like us to recap when their game hasn't been played. You know, we will try. But like I said, I know there's a few coaches who want to come on next week. If any of them can do the Wednesday, then if Hunter can do Wednesday, I'll have to have a chat with Hunter. Then we'll get it done for Wednesday for you.
Another week, another coach.
Yeah, all good fun. Anyway, that's just done. Take care, guys, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully, me and Hunter would have got a few of the tips right, and hopefully we'll see some more killing, because apparently this is the deadliest, league. So make sure you kill a few things, please. See you later. Bye bye.